I call the shots, I never call it quits. Trust my intuition, bet it's right and bitch, it often is. Seen too many others come and go, they had the wrong intent. Do it out of love and never for it, then I watch it get bigger than expected. Don't second guess it, I let it set in. It's God's plan, we out here only accepting blessings. I'm stuck with it, this mindset is terminal. In and out different terminals, leveling up is personal. And I already made it, y'all can miss me. It's hard to believe I made something from nothing. No hindsight discussions, I've been writing, I love it.
Welcome to the 3 Gig Sports Podcast, where we are never wrong, just sometimes misinformed. Danny G, Rio, and Jim are here tonight, and I'm a little bit jealous of Matthew Stafford right now. He's fucking hammy-faced. And probably has been for a couple days.
Probably. I seen him drinking tequila out of the bottle, like chugging tequila.
Did you see he tagged Tom Brady in something? And Brady replied,
He's like, hey, may want to slip of water in between.
Mix in water, trust me.
Yeah. Well, at least there won't be any witnesses because I've seen the number of people at the parade. So.
Oh, yeah, not good.
No bueno. Bad.
Yeah. We're in a pandemic, Jimmer. Just
pandemic, my ass. You park that bad boy in Cincinnati, I guarantee they shut the shit down.
The whole state.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Guarantee it. Browns fans are showing up to that.
Yeah, absolutely. Gotta take some credit, man. Shit.
Yep.
Yeah, we made them. They came from us first, so it's kind of ours too.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we've got a fun episode tonight. I don't know if any of you have heard the term waffle stomping. But we're going to have a discussion around that.
Yeah, that's happening.
Oh, yeah.
We've got Rio's randoms and, of course, some news and notes. So what's going on out there, man?
All right. First thing that popped up, the Cowboys paid a confidential settlement of $2.4 million after 4 cheerleaders accused the senior team executive of voyeurism in their locker room as they undressed during a 2015 event at AT&T Stadium.
Whoa.
Each of the women received $399,523.27 after the incident. One of the cheerleaders alleged that she clearly saw Richard Dalrymple, the Cowboys' longtime senior vice president of public relations and communications, standing behind a partial wall in their locker room with his iPhone extended toward them while they were changing their clothes.
Ooh. That's crazy.
Yeah.
iPhone extended.
Yeah.
While, oh my God.
You're right.
See, I thought they were. Don't get me wrong. It's still fucked up. I thought they were just watching, but recording as well.
Or pictures.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So
That's
ESPN has a huge breakdown of this. They've been investigating it basically since then, and they actually have like what the locker room looks like on the inside, like where the dude was standing and the whole works. There's only one security guard back there. He has a key card. The Cowboys looked into it. Investigated the whole works, found that he wasn't at fault or something because he's claiming that he walked into the locker room and didn't know they were in there, and as soon as he noticed, he turned around and bailed right away.
But took a picture first.
But the Cowboys also weren't releasing any security footage to see if that's true, as in like we're talking about from the hallway to see how long it takes you to realize that you're in the wrong one or you shouldn't be in there.
Yeah. And
walk out. None of that. The security guard that was called in because the lady screamed for him, he wanted to call the Arlington police. All that stuff kind of got stopped and everything got looked into. Well, last year he retired after 32 years. So it had nothing to do with that whatsoever.
Oh, yeah.
But the Cowboys never acknowledged him on his site. 32 years of service. But you don't, yeah.
What's his name again?
What I have, Richard Dalrymple.
That's fucking great.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks the part, too. I've seen a
Really?
picture of him.
I haven't seen a
like,
picture.
yeah.
Probably
I'm not
trying to
shocked.
touch his wimple.
His Dalrymple.
Damn. Hey, at least those girls got paid, though.
Yep.
That's much more than I'm sure they get paid as cheerleaders. So.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
They probably don't get that in their career there. The Vikings have officially hired Rams offensive coordinator Kevin O'Connell as their 10th head coach in franchise history Wednesday. They will hold a press conference tomorrow to introduce him as such. This makes him the 4th coordinator to work under McVay to get a head coaching gig. The Chargers' Brandon Staley, the Bengals' Zach Taylor, and the Packers' Matt LaFleur. What are you thinking, Danny?
I like it. I think it'll give us a different taste on offense for sure. Because it looks like we're going to bring on that running backs. Was it the running backs coach for him as well?
So it's going to be a debate or whatever, an interview between him and the passing game coordinator of the Rams.
Okay.
They already hired their defense coordinator, which we both enjoyed that. If you can't get Vic Fangio, not bad getting.
Plan B, yeah.
Yep. So I'm getting more sold on it. It isn't the guy they originally wanted, you know. There's a few guys that we've talked about many times that I wanted, but they swear by when he came in the interview, like how he expressed it. He lays his game plan down, how he likes to do stuff. He's meticulous, but not so much that it drives players away, because he's a player's type of coach, and he has mass amounts of respect, they say.
So he's not too anal about it.
Right.
Okay.
Just like he's structured. Doesn't mean it's like, hey, this is what we do and only what we do type of thing. Like maybe a Zimmer.
All right.
Might fit in better with the young players. You know, we talked about Zimmer, that report kind of come out, the riff with the young players, and we kind of seen it too, right? Mm-hmm. He was too devoted to them veteran players, and so maybe this will be good for them.
A guy that's played on all three levels too.
Yeah, we need a spark, man, for sure. And he knows how to utilize talent. So
yeah, it'll be perfect timing, especially if Rodgers gets out of the division. The division's going to be wide open, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
If he can take the Vikings to just a notch, you know, above what they have been playing on offense, they can do some good things. Defensively, you still got some things to work out, but that's a wide open division. I feel like if Rodgers doesn't come back to play for Green Bay.
Yep.
Absolutely. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver said the New York City vax mandate that prevents Kyrie Irving from playing in home games doesn't quite make sense to me. As an unvaxxed player, Irving may not play at the Barclays Center because of the mandate. However, a player from a different market who is unvaccinated may play in New York City.
Yeah.
I don't know if you knew that or not.
I did not know that.
Yes.
That is
yes. If you're
up.
coming in to play the road team, if you're the road team and you're unvaccinated, you're allowed to play.
No.
This law in New York,
Doesn't make sense.
the oddity of it to me is that it only applies to home players, Silver said. I think if ultimately the rule is about protecting people who are in the arena, it just doesn't quite make sense to me that any away player who is unvaccinated can play in the Barclays, but the home player can't. To me, that's the reason why they should take a look at the ordinance.
Yeah. Definitely. The NBA is just so anal about this COVID deal. And I didn't actually realize that they would let the traveling players in. It's kind of like, everybody wants to test the people who aren't vaccinated for COVID. Test them for COVID, weekly tests if you're not getting it. But the same token, the people who are vaccinated can spread it as well. So this one, one of those things.
What else can they do, though?
They can die from it.
Oh, okay.
Catch it, spread it. So it's just another one of those things that if you look at everything all together, it just doesn't quite make sense.
Yep.
Yeah, and they're going to get rid of the vaccine passport anyway pretty soon. So, why would you keep it?
The mayor evidently, this didn't come from this, but I had heard that the mayor has already had the conversation about lifting it anyways, the newly elected mayor.
Yeah.
So, just in time for NBA playoffs.
That's right.
Just in time.
I'm telling you.
The Nationals offered a 13-year, $350 million extension to outfielder Juan Soto before the current lockout by the MLB that he turned down. That he turned down.
Said he feels his best option is to
Go
hit free agency.
And go year by year.
Yeah.
So that is
By
interesting.
Scott Boras is the one that basically runs MLB. I don't know if you guys know that, a super agent.
Yeah.
But he told him, he's like, no. He's like, if you do that, because that takes you through his year 36 season.
Yeah. So you see a lot of people in
Age 36.
I watched a thing on Bauer, Trevor Bauer, and everything he was doing, and his agent, was a female, which is kind of different for MLB or just agent in general. Usually it's men. And so it was pretty cool to watch, but one of the things they come up with was like, hey, I'm going to get more money if I just go year by year, and I can go wherever I want. So I can always play for contender, and I can make max money this way and never be tied down and stuck in a loop of a bad team or, they're trading me away, which you can still get traded on the 1 year.
Oh, yeah, but
still,
even if they do, if they're trading you, it's usually because that is someone that is contending. Too.
Right, exactly. So you're always in a good spot, and you're going to make plenty of money.
How many year-ending injuries do you have in baseball when you're not a pitcher?
Not nearly as many.
Or
as
career-ending, I
Yeah.
should say. Not year-ending, career-ending.
Yeah. Yep.
So I'm surprised they didn't start doing it sooner.
Yeah, it's kind of become the new thing to do and start looking into doing. Obviously, you got to make it past that 5th-year threshold of the teams having control of you. Then you can start doing it. I think we see this a lot more going forward, and guys playing it out this route. Is it the teams absolutely won't like it because then you have no power. You can't retain guys. But as athletes and stuff, it's great for them.
It's great for them. I think it pushes the teams to not tank and try to be winners because that's where people want to play too, right? So I think it's kind of a win-win on both ends, even though the teams might not like it.
Absolutely. That and it also what teams also like when we see the huge number, right? Like when I just read that, $350 million. You're thinking, wow, that's a huge chunk of change. Well, in MLB's eyes, that is not over a 13-year career, and they have you through your whole prime. They basically have control over you. And they don't have to give you a pay raise for that time. So when the market goes up, and that's what it continues to do, I should say. It's continued to do. Instead of paying you what your value would be in 4 more years, which would be maybe $35 million a year,
You're getting
40,
26,
you're getting 27, 26
almost 27, yeah,
million a year for 13 years instead of your value ever going up. Now, granted, it's the security if you start playing like shit and you go down, but
yeah.
But
That would be
usually the
only
market
thing.
the market takes it up.
Yeah.
So
you're gonna see the superstars start doing this, and the guys that are on, I don't know, probably just middle of the pack. Those are the guys that'll take them multi-year deals because they're not sure if they'll ever either one take that jump and be a superstar or two, shit, I'm gonna regress and now I'm a a utility player, a role player, and.
But then that should help the middle of the pack salary then. Because they're still trying, the truly competitive teams are still going to try to, even if the superstars, a few superstars in baseball, they're going to try to still put the best team together before they go reach out to this superstar and this superstar that's only going on a 1-year deal anyway, but we need to sell it. How do we sell it to them? We already have this, and this piece already in place. Mm-hmm. And we have it for a long haul, too. We have them for 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
So actually, I think it will help drive up the overall price, too.
Hopefully you're right, yeah.
Bengals coach Zach Taylor said Burrow will not require surgery, but will simply need rest after his sprained MCL in his right knee that he actually played through during the game. That he got during the game and played through during the game. So, good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we seen him tweak it. It was the last game of the regular season. He tweaked it, went down, had to come out for the last play.
Yep.
Then kneel down or whatever it was, and it was like, man, that's not good, looking at it. And I wonder if it happened then. And he's played through it the entire time.
He played through, yeah.
Because it looked bad. He hobbled off, couldn't
That's
barely get off.
That's the first thing that we were talking about.
And
Like,
I
what
was
the hell are you taking what are you sending him out there to take a knee for?
Yeah.
It's like keeping with that, the Bengals have extended the contract to coach Zach Taylor through the 2026 season.
Good.
Okay.
Well
I didn't even have
deserved.
to get it out of my mouth. I'm like,
Good
smart
move.
decision?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Good move. You have all these young pieces you should be able to keep around. You do have some free agents. The safety's probably going to get tagged. They're going to have to make some decisions, but your young core, your young offensive core for sure is there for a while. So lock him up. You should only continue to grow.
You'd think it may even help bring some other talent like those wily veterans that are like getting towards the end, not necessarily there, but towards the end, and they're like, you know what? Maybe they're only me away from going to that next one, as in like an offensive lineman.
So
or something
speaking
like
of that,
walks into it.
Eric, how about Eric Weddle coming on for the playoffs?
Yeah.
You see that? Calling the defensive plays. I don't know if you knew this, but he had a ruptured pec in 2 places. Mm-hmm. He played through it.
Led the team in
Crazy.
tackles.
Led the team in
during
tackles.
the playoffs, and he hadn't played in 2 years.
702 games or 702 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah, I was like, holy cow.
Dude off the bench. He was always a stud that no one ever remembered. He always played for forgettable teams. He played for the Chargers for so many years, 8, 9, 10 years. Everyone forgot. He was actually probably arguably the best safety in the league, but he wasn't the flashy
Where
one.
did he go to Baltimore after that?
Yes, Baltimore.
Yeah.
Went out there and chased it for a little bit, then obviously out to the Rams too. But you kind of forget because he's not the beat my chest, rambunctious or anything like that, or the, I don't know. I wouldn't say he wasn't a pretty face. He has a right looking face. I don't know what the deal is, but he just always never got the recognition. But just like that slid under the radar. Like, dude comes off he got a little bit like, hey, he came off the couch. Well, a lot of people don't know that he had tore his pec and that they strapped him up.
Yep.
So they continue to play. Of course, you made it to the mountaintop. We're there. You're goddamn right. That's the reason why I'm shocked, and I'm not taking a shot at him. I'm not trying to start something or anything like that. But I was shocked that OBJ didn't go back out in the field. You can play with the torn ACL. You can't cut.
Yeah, you got to run straight.
You got to run straight. But that tell me that still wouldn't have helped that. No, hold on. Tell me that still wouldn't have helped your offense for him being out there, even if it's not coming to him.
Depends. I kind of agree with you and kind of don't. I think that at some point, if you're injured, there's a certain point in time where you got to go, I can't compete to 100% of my ability or even 80% of my ability. I am going to have to let that guy that's 100% healthy on the bench behind me.
That was still way worse.
Make
than
a play.
I would go with the 50% version of OBJ. I watched the other dude. He dropped 2 passes. I'm good.
Not good.
Go out there and run. Literally, you're jogging. I don't even care if you jog because they still have to defend you because OBJ's. And like I said, this isn't a shot at him. I'm not saying everyone should do this. This is like my own competitive nature inside. Like if I'm right there, you may never get there again. Let's say they would have lost that. For me, I would still go out there just for the motion because at bare minimum, they're not going to put their most likely they're not going to put their slapdick corner on you.
They will if they know you're hurt. Yeah.
Until he parks one on you. Because your adrenaline will get going if one does get tossed your way, and you're way better than their 4th corner that they put on you.
Yeah, it's hard to say. He was in a lot of pain too.
I'm not. So. That's the reason why I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm not beating him up for it.
I get
I'm
you.
just saying that I would. I'm like, we're there. Just like Eric Weddle strapped it up.
Jimmer did drugs before this episode. So
No.
we're sorry, folks.
No. I'm just serious. I'm just saying your competitive nature. You're telling me you wouldn't.
On an
I'd like to
ACL.
think I would, but I don't know.
I don't think on ACL you'd do it, but anything else, I think if you could.
ACL, you can literally still run, jump, the whole works. You're not going to cut the same way. That is literally a proven fact. There's people that haven't even had it corrected that still played sports.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He's not going to be the special OBJ, and I'm not beating him up. Like I said, I'm not beating him up for not doing it. I'm just saying I'm like, you're there. I'm like, fuck. You just played for the Browns and the Giants for 10 of your NFL career. 10 years of your NFL career. Whatever it is. What are they at? 7, 8 years? Whatever. I may be exaggerating, but it felt that long. I'm actually in the Super Bowl. That's all I'm getting at. You don't have to go out there and run full sprint and all that shit, but I think it still would have been better to have.
Well, you're not going to be able to at that point. But, yeah, I get what you're saying.
Get some pain meds up in there. You can do anything. That's when we start getting into them drugs.
Right.
That make me not feel nothing.
Hey, OBJ also said he
get
would,
some of them ammonium nitrate, it activates that fight or flight and get them going.
Oh, some ammonia salts?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
What were you saying? OBJ said what?
He said he'd take a pay cut to stay. So
I think you would. I think you get addicted to winning, especially when you lost for so long.
Yeah. And he's the kind of guy that wants to win, right?
I think he really does. That's the reason why, I've always backed that part. I believe that he was going to. He kind of gets a bad rap. I think that was more in the early part of his days. Pay cut. Not to mention you're in LA, so any bit of spotlight, you'll make up the rest of your salary. Oh
yeah.
Well, and we talked about that earlier this season when we talked about where OBJ could go, and LA is the spot for him, football aside.
Mm-hmm.
So he said it feels like home. They just won a chip. Yep. He's injured. I think he almost has to take a pay cut. Right? Kind of.
Yeah, this is the worst timing for this ACL thing to go because it's also the same knee that he blew out, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
So yeah, now the price drops even more.
Yep.
Michigan and Jim Harbaugh agree to a new 5-year contract to run through 2026. Just remember, he told him that would never happen again. It was a one-time thing where he just kind of dipped his toe in the water. And I'm
all for recruiting purposes, 100%, I believe. Mm-hmm. What do you say to recruits? Or like, all the reports come out. He was this close. He thought he had the job. He was basically a shoe-in for the Vikings job. Oh, I didn't get picked. I'm back. I'm good. How do you convince recruits?
Never really meant it.
Right. How do you besides, his apology, okay, whatever, who gives a fuck, right? Mm-hmm. How do you convince recruits that, hey, your coach is going to be here for the long haul? You get the guys really committing to the university. You give him an extension. Hey, look, he really is going to be here for the long haul.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
Until he's not after next year.
Right.
So.
But I think it was 100% just for the recruiting.
Yeah, that totally.
They were already on the fence right about him. They weren't sure if he was a guy. Then he goes and wants to walk. It looks like, yeah.
Yep.
That's my take.
So that's about my halfway mark there, Rio. What do you got for us?
I've got some stuff that we can get real anal about here. All right. I do want to bring something up before we continue on with Rio's randoms. They brought up some interesting stuff about turf or grass, and OBJ come up tearing his knee again. What do you think? What do you think about turf, or should they all go back to grass?
Grass is way better.
Right? Because they do have the stats up here. I have them. That turf, people are just getting injured right and left.
Mm-hmm. It's always been the case
with the turf. What says players have a 28% higher rate of non-contact lower extremity injuries when playing on artificial turf. Of those non-contact injuries, players have a 32% chance higher rate of non-contact knee injuries on a turf and a staggering 69% higher rate of non-contact foot/ankle injuries on turf compared to grass.
Yeah. It's grass all day.
Player safety tells me that even at that 28% number, that is not a small number.
No.
Dude, you got to start switching this up.
Well, see, here's the deal. And we didn't touch on this very often because we don't think about it like that. But if you've been to any one of these NFL franchises, high majority of them, their training camps, their practice facilities, all that shit, it is all turf. The one up in Eden Prairie for the Vikings.
Yep.
They're nice, big, beautiful layout. Buildings, everything. They're starting to develop like some shopping stuff, hotels, everything around this too, right? The field is still turf. That's what makes it, quote unquote, look beautiful. Real grass can too. It takes a hell of a lot more to maintain.
Right, and that's one of the advantages of turf, right? You don't have to maintain it as much. It's always going to look great.
Right.
Yeah, but I think, don't you think, Jimmer, the NFL makes enough money they can not have to worry about that?
Yeah, I'm not worried about that part. Yeah.
Here's my shot number 2 from the other night.
All right, shots up, Rio.
I see the first one. Yeah, there you go. That's your number 1. So.
Yeah, we didn't have the camera on.
Yeah, we didn't have the camera on.
That's so bad.
No, but they preach player safety out the side of their mouth all the time, but they don't do shit about it. This is a big one. Nope. That would be huge. We had so many injuries this year, and a bulk of them were knee, ankle, foot, like lower extremities, just like you talked about there.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think with the amount of money that all these franchises make, go back to grass. Hire professional staff all year round to manage this grass field and take care of your field.
I know you have, and I have, but the feel of tackling somebody or being tackled on turf versus grass is completely fucking different.
Yeah.
That's the tackle. That's not even the non-contact part of it. It's a completely different feel.
Yeah, it's hard. It's basically like you're on concrete versus,
Right.
Like,
I'm still going to tell you it probably feels better to get tackled on the frozen tundra, which is real grass, than it would be onto turf.
Right.
Probably. I mean, it just feels like concrete almost.
Yeah. So. You can't soften it enough. It doesn't give.
Right.
Yeah. And then they move. All these high schools are especially in Texas, their powerhouse football. They're all switching to turf, and it's like now you're just upping the chance for a young athlete potentially derail their career early.
Yep.
With these knee injuries. And it's not just football. I mean, you can look in the statistics of the lacrosse. So that's not a thing here, it doesn't seem like. But soccer, when they start playing on it, like the numbers are elevated.
Yep.
So just a little something I had brought up. Tonight's Rio's Randoms brought to you by Bo's Power Washing out of Belmont, Iowa. Hit our guy up. He'll do any kind of cleaning for you. Power wash your deck, clean your gutters.
Belmont,
Iowa.
It still sounds like you're saying Mont.
Yeah, is there
Belmont, Iowa.
Belmont. I think. I think you just think I'm saying it. Belmont.
No, you're supposed to say Belmont. You're saying Belmont.
No, Belmont. I'm saying Belmont.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
okay. But ask
It
him.
sounds like there's a
It's
T
a
there.
no.
Sounds
There's
like
a
there's
D.
a T.
There's a D at the
Is
end.
that some?
There's a
There's
D.
always some D
There's
in the end,
always
right?
a T, baby.
Hey,
There could
we're just
be
getting
a D
we're
and you're in.
Here, we're just getting anal about
Listen,
it. No big
Just
deal.
Damn it, you
quit
took
being
it.
so fucking anal about that shit.
Exactly what I was doing.
Hit him up. He'll push snow for you. Anything you need, he'll get it done. Hit him up at 641-903-1720. He is a great guy. All right, first up tonight. Tell me the funniest thing that you have seen someone do in public. You're up, Danny. Jimmer always bitches that he goes first, so go ahead.
Funniest thing that I've seen someone
Something
do
that just
in
made you
public.
laugh, or maybe it was just stupid. I don't know. Give me something that we'd laugh at.
I don't have anything off the top. If you've got something, you
Go
can
ahead.
start.
I do have something.
So I have something that could go, but it could almost be like I have it loosely based on it makes sense too, though.
Okay.
But you know what?
Throw it out
I'm gonna just put it out there anyway. Dumbest, fucked up. I think I chuckle, but instant pain in my own gut. If you've ever been to Vegas, and more specifically on Fremont Street, there's a lot of people that do side gigs, side hustles right there on the, walk path, whatever you want to call it. Seeing a lot of cool shit too. This one guy, this was not cool.
Yeah, it was.
It's just, has a sign, $5. Kick him as hard as you want in the nuts.
I do remember. Yes.
And there were people paying him, and he was taking these shots. Did not
in the
flinch.
nuts?
Yeah, big old.
Did you do it?
Boom! Fuck no! I can't. I couldn't do that.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
what-
a
I wanted
bro
to
thing.
lecture. I'm like,
Yeah,
what the
right.
hell are you doing? You're
Yeah,
telling me
that's
you
a
couldn't
bro
come.
thing.
You couldn't come up with anything
Hey,
else.
hey. That's a cheap vasectomy, right?
Right? What is that? The old
Maybe.
Dwight. The old
Hey,
Dwight
man.
Schrute.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm a man of my word. It
Yeah,
does not mean I
but
have to give her the goods.
I won't give her the good stuff. He just right. He's up to the
Microwave.
microwave. Go ahead, Danny. What do you
Yeah,
got?
go ahead.
Nothing. Danny is empty on this one. All right, so I watched this lady. She was dressed in like a short, baggy shirt that probably should have been longer. She was wearing some tights that were probably a little too tight, riding up in the crack. So she's knuckle deep picking out her pants in between her crack, right?
Which crack?
Not the moose knuckle.
Not the moose
Not the
knuckle?
moose knuckle in the front, right? So she's picking out on the back end, right?
Like on the anal side?
Yes. Yes, indeed. Very nice. So she picks this out, right? And I'm like, okay. So then her underwear must have been stuck in there. So she reaches inside her pants, does some stuff in there. It's what happens after.
No, she doesn't.
Yeah.
She does not sniff them. Oh my god.
And I go, what just fucking happened? Hold on. What just happened, dude? The weirdest thing I ever seen. Just like, lady. And so after she like sniffed, she like looked around to see if anybody could see her. And I saw her. I don't know if anybody else did, but I was like, girl, you nasty.
Man.
Yeah. Tough.
You can't remember like
That's
one
fucked
drunken night or anything like that?
Yeah.
That's in public.
You know
I mean,
what?
there's weird
I'll
shit,
give
but
you
nothing
one for
worth-
you about you.
Nothing worth a story.
I watched this guy. He likes to have a few drinks, feeling that buzz, and it was at our old house, my old house. He decided to do laps around my house, walking through dog shit and just tracking it in. And he'd come in the back door, hang out, wander out the front door.
Come around.
All of a sudden, he'd come in through the back door, go out the front door eventually, and it's like, what the? Where? Is there a race going on I don't know about?
Good times.
I see that.
Yeah.
times.
I'm starting to question his teleportation. I think it's more like he's just a wanderer.
Right, he just kind of
Yeah.
got that wandering symptom.
Yeah, there's definitely some of that.
So that one's for you.
There you go.
All right. Have you ever been in a car crash? Tell us about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. Jimmer, your best one. Like,
What's not necessarily my best one. It's probably the scariest one.
let us hear it. We'll laugh.
No, well, it was the one with my kid. Me and
Oh, shit.
my son. That was when we went to baseball. Remember?
The one in
UConn?
Mason and
Yeah.
Yukon? Yeah.
Yep. The most frightful one, I almost killed myself. Right.
Oh, yeah. Let me hear that.
On the highway.
Let me hear that one.
So, okay, that one is a little bit better. So
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, absolutely. You almost killed yourself? Let's hear.
let's hear
Tell
it.
us about it. Story time.
So I had this 2-door white Grand Prix, I think it was.
Okay.
And I had told you about my dad and his I'm not taking care of shit or whatever, blah, 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 or helping a dude out.
Yes.
But especially if it isn't showing it. But even if it does show it, this is where you go with both ways here. My brakes were going out in this. I had no money. I was working, going to school, all works. Didn't have the money to get them replaced. Well, and if you've ever ran your brakes down to nothing, it is purely grind, and it doesn't really actually stop. You have to start letting off the gas like plenty ahead.
You're doing what the NASCAR people do, right? Veering,
Yeah.
trying to slow down, create friction.
So at our high school, if you were allowed to leave the campus and go to lunch. Well, it was specific. It was. It's been timed many times. You can make it to Hardee's or Taco John's from the high school and back still in time. Sitting there coming, and it's the very first stoplight too. Well, I'm sitting there going. Told you I'm being careful as most I can with the vehicle. No fucking brakes really. This guy decides to slam on his brakes at the last second to take a left at the light.
Jimmer, mind you, Jimmer has no brakes, basically.
No brakes. And I'm like, fuck. And let's also say that I got in trouble because I forgot to pay a ticket in the past. And then that actually leads to a stupid rolling thing where you just bury yourself and you lose your license too.
Mm-hmm.
So that shit. So I was on to that stuff. So I have all that going for me. He slams on the brakes. I can't. There's no way I can stop in that amount of time. I'm able to peek over to my right, and I'm like, okay, I'm good. I slam over. I had let off the gas. That's basically what I could do and try to slow on the brakes. But I slam over into the right lane. Well, this was April. What season just got done with? The end of winter, basically. The last bit was March, whatever, somewhere in that ballpark.
Mm-hmm.
Well, all the stuff that gets set down over the winter called sand at intersections. My car caught that when I jabbed over, started fishtailing
Hell yeah.
on sand. Swerve, and I'm going through this intersection like that, and my back end smacks the curb on the right side, basically across the street. Takes my tire, snaps it off. Completely off. Rolls. I could see that rolling. This whole time I'm like fucking. I smack. It like it knocks my vehicle up, and I'm going and I'm perpendicular. If you don't know what perpendicular is, it's like this: road, car.
Perfect hand motions. Do that one more time for the viewers. There you go. There you have it. Perpendicular.
We're just trying to get anal with it. So I'm sitting here saying like this, and I'm watching these vehicles who are not stopping, whizzing by me at like, because it's about 45 at that 45 miles an hour, so it's supposed to be. It's around the high school lunch hour, so it's at least 55. And I'm sitting there watching these people. I'm like, motherfucker, if I go that way, I'm going to be toast. I'm literally sitting like this, directly in there. And then finally I slam back, luckily the other way. I did a lot of fucking damage, but that was my one. There was a lot of other little stuff that I went into it, but that was the accident itself.
Yeah. Jeez. Okay. Danny.
Man, there's a couple that come to mind. I think the funniest one though is I was actually driving with Marv over at Marv's Custom Detail, and we were actually in Mason City, and we were driving over the bridge towards the mall, so we were going north. And I don't know if anybody watching the show knows anything about bus drivers, but bus drivers are usually assholes, right?
They are.
And in Mason City...
You try to deal with that many kids all day.
No, so public transportation bus drivers.
Oh, okay. You try to deal with old lady who's got meth, a friend of mine, packing in her pocket.
There's plenty of that, sure. But these bus drivers are
Gotcha,
100 years
yeah.
old and they have no business
Sure,
driving
they're
those
just
buses.
real anal about everything.
They're they're not anal about who they hire for these bus drivers. We'll
Gotcha.
say that, okay?
Gotcha.
But so we're driving over this bridge, and one of these bus drivers decides to yank over into the lane that we're in, and fucking almost runs us off the bridge. Hits Marv's car. So it was the blue Cutlass that he had, right? Fucking hits the front of that, and almost like he had slamming his brakes. He's freaking out. Calls, everything like that, and we can't get the guy to stop or whatever. He said nothing happened. He didn't feel anything, whatever. And so basically we were young at the time. He had to get his dad involved, and they called and all that stuff. And they fought tooth and nail. They're like, this didn't happen, blah, 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 whatever. And then they found the bus. They found the blue paint from that got peeled from the car. They almost
bitch.
pushed us off a damn bridge, right? Like, yeah, that shit was nuts. But he acted like he didn't feel anything or anything. You don't know. What are you talking about? First of all, put your glasses on, Simon. What the fuck are you doing? Like, I don't know. But they have no business driving over there in Mason City.
Gotcha,
At least 20
gotcha.
years ago they didn't. Right? I don't know now.
It's
Things
probably
change,
not
but,
better.
yeah.
Unless they got that Tesla bus. I've only been in one accident, and I've been some close potential accidents. But the one was actually here in Garner, Iowa. I was heading back from the school. I went to pick up my kid, and my wife was there. She ended up picking him up, and I'm like, okay. I headed back home. I was going to grab my stuff, and I had to do some stuff at the high school, ref a junior high wrestling meet. Heading back home, and I also coach high school wrestling. They had a meet that day out of town, and I was going to ref for this youth junior high tournament, so I was staying behind. So I'm driving, and none of these streets have like a stop sign or a yield sign. Like, it drives me nuts, kind of. Anyways, I'm heading back. It's middle of winter, right? So the roads are slick. You can't stop. And I check both ways. Out of the corner of my eye, I see this truck just hauling, heading down the road. So I slam on my brakes, start sliding immediately. But here's the thing. If I had just kept going, I'd have been T-boned, just smacked right in the side. So I start fishtailing, sliding. He managed to get just in front of me. Boom, I hit him in the side. Basically T-boned him right behind his passenger door. I think I flip around. It hits my back door. Turns out it's one of the wrestlers that I know or whatever and coach. And he was hurrying somewhere. So there's another part of the story that I will tell that I didn't at the time. But there was a female in the truck with him that
boy.
ended up taking off on foot. Not like running, but like he's like basically get the fuck out of here. And so I don't know that she wasn't supposed to be riding in there with him or what was going on there, but taking off. And that was my only one. But I did have one scary. I thought I was going to get in a car wreck. So I remember my red truck, right? It was an 8-foot bed, double cab. And I'm going through downtown Dallas in the middle of rush hour with a fully loaded trailer. Like, I've got equipment on there, generators. I've got some steel on there. So I'm loaded down, right? Plus my back, it's full of tools and stuff like that. So I'm pretty heavy. And heading through rush hour, and this asshole decides to whip over into my lane and just slam on the brakes immediately. Right. Well, people must not realize, like, if you're carrying a trailer that's loaded down, you can't stop, like, immediately. Right? You got to stop all that weight. So I'm, like, slamming on the brakes, and I look over, and I'm like, I can't even cut into the next lane to try to stop. Like, I'm about to slam it. And I'm like, oh, my gosh, I'm about to get creamed and flip this thing over in the middle of downtown Dallas. I don't know how, but somehow I came within an inch of hitting this car. Yeah. And there was plenty of room for them to speed up. They just went over, slammed on their brakes.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, my gosh. The scariest thing. I tell you what, I was like, this is not good. Not good.
It's annoying how common it is for people to do that. Speed pass you, and then slow down.
Yeah, whip in
Like,
front of you and slow down. What
was
the
the
hell
point?
was that?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Damn.
So, moving on. And my last one for tonight. Would you rather be forced to wear shoes forever and never be able to take them off, or go barefoot the rest of your life?
Barefoot.
Really?
All day. Yeah.
What do you mean, like shoes don't exist?
Either you wear them forever or you never wear them again. So that means you go to work with no shoes. I'm going with shoes, 100%. I got to have a heel down there. Of course, I got to protect that thing. I can't be forced to letting that thing nub down.
Barefoot.
I'd say barefoot. I thought you were just going with like the shoes didn't exist. I would make something to put in the bottom of my foot to walk on.
No, it's a rule. Jimmer gets caught wearing shoes, he's shot dead on the spot. He's got to go barefoot the rest of his life.
I'm still going barefoot.
Nope, about to get these caveman feet, man.
Yeah, they'll toughen up real quick.
Yeah.
There's no way.
There's
no way you are sticking my feet in shoes the rest of my life.
I'm not going to bed with shoes on.
The most enjoyable thing, and guaranteed one of the most enjoyable feelings that you have, generically speaking, besides anything to do with anally, is
I don't know what sensation it has for you, but
poopy. When you take a poop that you've been holding it and you really got to go.
Yeah.
It's just like a piss. So my grandpa told me this. He's like, and it doesn't make you think about it until he actually says it. He's like, if you know what you're doing and you're good, there's three really cheap. Just listen.
I'm listening.
There's really cheap. There's three free really cheap pleasures in life. Number one is taking a piss when you've been holding and you really got to take a piss.
100%. Yep.
Shitting when you really got to shit and you finally get to let her go. And then thirdly, he's like, obviously sex, but he's like, that's only free if you're good at going and getting it.
That's a deal too. You get a bang with your shoes on all the time. That's weird.
Yeah, that's just not happening.
Yeah,
not really. It's about me.
No, that's still weird. Like the feel of it is just weird.
I don't know. You get a shower after all the time.
That's what I'm saying.
30 seconds.
Yeah, one of the best feelings. What I'm trying to get around to is taking your shoes off at the end of the day.
Hold on. I'm missing half a heel over here, so I got to protect that thing. It'll wear down when I'm walking around.
Toughen up.
It might toughen up.
You might also wear down and disappear. I don't know.
Well, you never said that you couldn't get surgeries to get a heel or something by then.
Yeah.
You just said no shoes.
That's true. Right. We are.
Well, if you can never take your shoes off, you can never do anything about that foot if anything ever happens underneath that shoe.
Yeah, and I'm hoping it won't.
Hoping.
We can get some
I can actually see.
Out,
I was to say I can see if something's happened to my feet because I don't have the shoes on.
Mm-hmm.
You won't know. And then
I had shoes on and I saw that shit get chopped up by the lawnmower too. So
yeah, see. So my point is, how much do they protect you then, asshole? When they really want to go through, they go through.
I don't know. It provided 0.0001 millisecond protection.
So I was talking to Marv about that. You said you were wearing steel toes, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. So he's like, he wasn't wearing steel toes. I'm like, yes, he was.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, first off, I got to lecture this man because he needs to listen to the podcast more often because we already had this conversation. I'm like,
no. For the reference, we're talking about Danny's missing toe.
Toe incident with the plastic cover foot that they said that they needed to put over the top of their steel toes.
Yes.
Yep.
That's where we're going at our plant. Not the plastic ones, but just the dumb shit. The little stuff to make it look like you're trying, but not the stuff that you really should take care of that really is unsafe.
Yep.
Or the common sense factors. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Like you're just that we don't think about it all the time, but we step over in this area, like by a reactor, our oldest reactor, and it's like wires and pipelines and everything all over the fucking place, right? Don't think about that. Yeah.
It's a big deal.
Yeah, here's the deal though. But we're gonna put like 7 valves on that little hand valves to make sure that you don't accidentally spill a little bit into your boot.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, the fact that I got to step over everything to get to the first one has nothing to do with that.
Right.
Gotcha.
Right.
Chestnut checkers, motherfucker. Danny, you got a story you got to tell.
Well, I wanted to ask you guys this. This is how I'm going to frame it.
Okay.
Oh, baby.
So listen, we all shit in the shower.
What the fuck?
Right? So here's my question. I got to know, do you guys just waffle stomp that shit down the drain? Or do you try to Kobe shit that stuff into the toilet from the shower?
Try to use
I need to know how this works.
I do a handstand.
You mean curry it?
No. Kobe it. See, Kobe.
Curry it. Too.
No, get out of here.
Kobe,
see, this only
Kobe
proves.
Shit it. Hold on. The Kobe shit it.
This only proves my point on the Kobe deal. So this is what I do. I end up waffle stomping, but first I do a handstand, use the shower head as a bidet type kind of deal.
Oh,
and
I like that. You just let it run down
Yes.
over your body.
Yeah,
Then.
well, I'm soaping up next anyways.
That's
right?
a lot of athletic ability you got going on. Kudos to you. Maybe you have to do that because you only have half a foot.
Correct.
Me, I guess if you're going to do that, you might as well just get one of those extendable fucking removable shower heads, and you can just bring it right down to where you need it.
Oh, yeah, dude. I don't have that right now because we haven't changed the shower head. But, yeah, when I did.
Well, once you do, your wife won't need you anymore.
Yeah, well, whatever. 30 seconds wasn't doing her much anyways. So.
Waffle stomp it through the fucking Jesus.
So just for reference, we saw a video about this, and I didn't even know that was a thing.
I didn't know what this
But waffle stomp is the word of the
Waffle
day,
stomp.
folks.
she's so adamant right at the beginning when she says it too. She said, so we all know we shit in the shower. Do you waffle stomp? I'm like, hold on. You didn't even ask, do you shit in the shower? You just.
I suppose you got to do that before you get all anal and stuff. So
That's true.
that is true.
But
You ever
have
go?
you,
and
have you ever shit in the shower?
No, I haven't shit in
No,
the shower.
I have not either.
The
weird.
worst part about hopping in the shower and you got to take a shit. This is one thing we do. We can go down the line, is having, because you already, like, let's say you even sudsed up already too, and then all of a sudden it hits you like, are you fucking kidding me? That means you got to get out, take a shit, and then jump back in and basically re-shower, because you're not gonna call it a day after you shower and then get out, take a shit.
Yeah.
What was the point of the shower? You're not gonna feel as fresh,
yeah,
right?
It's fucking horrible.
Yep.
It's horrible.
the
Now,
worst.
and I have had my kid shit in the tub, like he was taking a bath, right? And I'm there,
There's
and
the Lincoln
and
Law.
then no, it's actually fucking kind of funny. Orion, he's a fucking liar, but he's playing right and whatever. I'm like, hey, you soap your body up, and all of a sudden a turd pops up. And I go, what the hell's that? He's like, I don't know.
I don't know.
Motherfucker, you're the only one in the you're the only motherfucker in the bathtub, dude.
The fuck is wrong with you?
What the hell you mean you don't know?
Came out of the drain.
Dude,
it was
like,
it was,
must
wasn't
have been
here.
in here before. What the hell are you doing taking a shower, Dad? Like,
All right.
I don't know, like, what the hell, dude?
Do you waffle stomp it down? Jesus.
Yeah, stuff that shit.
Did you fish it out?
I made him, and he cried. He cried when I was like, dude, you picked that up and put it in the toilet. He's like, no. I'm like, it's yours. He's like, I don't know.
Be like, and he's like, you're the parent. I don't give a fuck. I ain't throwing the shit in the bed, in the bath.
Oh man, you ever go take a poop and like it just won't stop coming on the toilet paper? Like you just
Yes.
wipe for days,
Yeah,
and you're
it's
just
like a
like,
fucking permanent marker.
yes,
That shit is the
that's a
worst.
never-ending.
Like, what the hell is
What the
going
hell?
on right now?
Right, you roll through half a thing of toilet paper just trying to clean up after.
Right.
You're like, I'm positive I was done.
Dude,
Right.
what?
10 wipes ago. What the fuck is going
Right,
on?
you just got mud butt for days.
Yep.
All you're doing is mud butt.
Dave Chappelle. Damn it. Mud butt.
Mud butt.
I love it.
Yeah, every time. It's kind of like a push pop. You go take the one fucking off, and next little one comes down. I don't know, but motherfucker. That's enough about the poop.
Yeah, all right. That is enough, and that is all I have for Rio's Randoms, brought to you by Bose Power Washing.
Yeah.
All right, Jimmer, let's waffle stomp the rest of this episode. All right?
Hell yeah.
The NBA will honor the 75th anniversary team during the halftime ceremony of the All-Star Game, which is in Cleveland, I do believe. The reason why I say that is here in a second. The official list of players has not yet been announced. There are 61 living members among the players selected to the 75th team. In 1997, the league hosted the 50th anniversary team during the All-Star weekend in Cleveland, and 47 members were on hand for that.
Okay.
Kind of cool.
Yeah. I like it.
Giannis scored 50 points
Oof.
on 17 of 21 shooting Tuesday night to lead the Bucks to a 128-119 victory over the Pacers. The 21 attempts were the fourth fewest in a 50-point game in NBA history.
That was also impressive.
He only scored 14 points from the free throw line, too. I think he went like 14 of 19. And that's the thing. He was the bit, like I read the article on it, and that was the thing he was most jacked about, because he's been trying to improve his free throws, you know. But he only made 14 points from the free throw line.
It's always impressive when he scores that many points because he doesn't shoot a lot of threes. It's always at the cup. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yep.
Yep.
So it's dude, that's awesome. 50-pointer.
The hell is that?
Don't worry about it. I have Danny. Call my phone real quick.
Do you want to hear what it sounds like?
Yeah. This is
Just so you know, Bleacher Report just came out with a notification. It says Soto is targeting a Major League record $500 million total contract.
he'll
value.
get it too.
What the hell?
He'll get
He
it.
will get it, but
Yeah.
stud, jeez.
He'll get it.
All right, where is it? There we go. Put it at the mic.
Are you calling?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Luscious V of hair going from my chest pubes down to my ball throat.
Hell yeah,
She
brother.
takes one look at me and she goes, "Oh my God, I've had the old bull. Now I want the young cat." She grabs me by the wings.
Danny,
Grabs
shoot me a
me
text.
by
Shoot
the
me. That's
winner.
pretty good. Shoot me a text, Danny.
Shoot you a text. Here
Yeah.
we go. Oh,
So you
man.
probably hear this all the time, though. He doesn't call very often. I forgot I had that as his ringtone. What you got? Let's hear. Tiger snooze. Only zebras.
Love it.
Pretty tiger bed.
Pretty tiger bed.
Her
Best friend Doug. My best friend Hug. Oh, oh. Bruce Lee, not the cool one. Sentenced to 1.5 years in prison for Chicago White Sox ticket scheme. U.S. District Attorney James Kennelly also ordered Lee to pay $74,650 in restitution to the White Sox with his co-defendants and to personally forfeit about $450,000 in ill-gotten gains. Lee, the owner of a Chicago-based ticket brokerage, Great Tickets, and two White Sox employees, James Costello and William O'Neill, were arrested in 2020 and accused of taking part in a sophisticated scheme that involves selling thousands of fraudulently created tickets to White Sox games.
So people couldn't get in.
I don't know exactly how that part worked. I
Yeah,
don't
I
know why
wonder, like, were they able to get in?
that
Yeah.
has to mean that they're just that shitty of a team, though, that you couldn't sell out the stadium very often, and you had that many tickets that you could kind of mess around with.
Yeah.
Probably. They haven't been that good for.
Yeah, pick a way
Weird.
better franchise.
Whoa.
I was gonna say the Rangers.
Well, I'm just saying, like, if you were given who's the shittiest team in baseball? Fuck. I don't know, the Mets. Nah, that's a pretty
No.
good atmosphere.
Money
I guess.
wise, yeah, and money wise, it's huge.
What's a bad baseball franchise?
It's
The
been
Marlins.
Yeah, but they've
So
won a
Pirates?
World Series. Pirates,
Right,
there you
right,
go.
right. But I'm just saying, like,
Pirates.
so Pirates. Say you were given like you can go to half the home games this year for free.
Yeah.
Would you be Jack?
I'll still go. Absolutely, absolutely. But they paid for them. You said given.
That's true.
So yeah, I would go if they were given to me. Do I have to pay for them? Fuck.
I'm not
and
bitching
I-
and complaining the whole time.
And I'm gonna be honest about it. I had to still contemplate it because I'm like, hold on, you gonna put me up in a hotel too?
You remind me of a guy I know that he was giving free beer and he just bitched and moaned the whole time. How it was shitty.
I do remember that, but that is
do
not
remember
the
that.
scenario. You're talking about traveling to Pittsburgh too. So either way,
Yeah, that's true. Who
the
wants to fucking be
Falcons.
there?
The Falcons released Dante Fowler on Wednesday, moving on from the outside linebacker with 1 year left on his contract. Fowler took a pay cut entering the 21 season as part of a reconfigured contract, but didn't hit any of the incentives in it, playing in only 14 games and starting 6, finishing with only 4.5 sacks.
Yeah.
After that little burst he had, he wasn't too good with Jaguars.
Yeah, and then he went to the Rams.
Then it was the Rams that blew up.
Yep.
Had a very solid year, I should say. I think
That's
he had like
right.
10 sacks or something like that. They thought they unleashed
Probably
him,
easier to
signed the
do
Falcons.
with Donald getting
They had Robert Quinn back then
Robert
too.
Quinn, right?
So-
Probably getting some blocks. So you were
Yeah.
1-on-1. You had to win your matchup. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's crazy. 1 year deal. Probably had plenty of cap space. I don't know.
Let's see. Los Angeles County District Attorney won't charge Adrian Peterson after arrest in domestic violence case. Peterson told Fox 26 in Houston in a telephone interview that he and his wife Ashley got into an argument on the plane. That was pretty much the gist of it. I ended up grabbing her hand and taking her ring off her finger.
Yeah.
He kind of later said the same thing. He's like, when I went to go take the ring off, it scratched her finger, and that's why it turned into what it did. He's like, I understand what it sounds like, but it's not. It was nothing like that.
You hit it right on the head. You know, they're so anal about everything you do on a plane these days. You just can't.
Yeah.
Cannot be
can't-
doing that
you-
kind of shit.
You can't say. What can't you say on a plane?
What if I
Bomb.
was a bombardier?
Yeah, bombardier. You can't say bomb.
Yeah.
Why can't I say bomb? You can't say bomb on a plane.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Bin Laden.
So, did you say L.A. County?
Yeah.
But they were in Houston?
No,
No,
they're going to Houston.
They were going to be traveling to Houston.
Oh, that's where I was confused.
Yep.
Okay.
I wonder if they reimbursed them. Because she left. She still took the plane home.
Oh, and kicked him out. Well, obviously he got
Yeah,
arrested.
Yeah, he got arrested.
Yeah, weird.
Like, motherfucker, I can't just have a simple domestic dispute. Take my ring back. You yank me off a plane. Super Bowl LVI has estimated 101.1 million TV viewers.
What number is that, Jimmer?
What is that? 56?
Don't know. Just wondering if you knew.
I think it's 56, ain't it?
Yeah,
He doesn't know.
it is 56.
Okay.
I
don't know. I don't know.
I was going to tell him that actually that isn't right. It's actually 66.
L is 50.
I'm just
B is
kidding.
5.
See,
I
he
is
knows.
1.
See, he's
Okay.
on top of this shit.
There you go. Latin King over here.
He's really anal about this shit.
Roman numerals, motherfucker. Fucking Latin king.
Latin
Whatever.
King.
Oh yeah.
It sounded cooler.
Yeah, whatever. It did sound really cool.
Hold on. This is all starting to
Slightly
come full
misinformed,
circle.
right?
This is all starting to come full circle. You know your Roman numerals. The first time that your now wife was at your place. What did you do? What did you give her?
Well, I tried to give her a gift. It's called a Roman helmet. And
That's right.
Wow.
You gave it to her.
She
Is that
did
like a
get it.
birthday
She
present?
did get it. Yeah, I mean, you can do any time of the year.
Yeah, okay. Not specific to any
occasion.
holiday.
No,
Any
no.
occasion.
Any occasion.
No, Valentine's
Gotta get-
Day, I would. You know what? I suggest both of you go ahead, give your wives. Go look it up and give
What
it
if
to
it's
your
a
wife.
short helmet?
It's fine.
Okay.
There's a lot of different
There's
designs.
a lot of short
There's a lot of designs.
lot of designs.
Yeah.
Okay, crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy world, lots of designs.
For a little bit of context, this is the first time that she actually tried to sit with him by themselves, like in a sitting. And he went with a really ballsy move. This is gonna go your way, or it's gonna go bad. One of the two.
What a gentleman.
Man, I'm telling you, she loved that. She loves the way I spread peanut butter.
She fell in love that
We're in
day.
a
She
good
didn't
place,
realize it.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She didn't realize how much she fell in love at the moment.
Yeah.
She had to fight back, not giving him that ass, so that it didn't look like it. She had to drive home and like, no, I gotta.
Wet panties and all, huh?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Guarantee it. Guarantee. She's like, this boy. He gave me that Roman helmet.
No comment.
No comment.
Baller ass move, dude. Up from, so it was 101.1 TV viewers, up from 2021's 95.2, which was a 6% increase. NBC is also, which I didn't know that these were separated. NBC is also reporting another 11.2 million
Streaming. Yeah.
streaming,
Yep.
which brings the total to 112.3. I thought just
Yeah.
watch it, but yeah. TV.
I don't know how they determine streaming, because like I use YouTube TV, so it's technically streaming, but it's on NBC. So I don't know how they determine that.
Yeah.
It was definitely
Yeah.
up, but
Definitely. A lot to root for. Like I said, everybody's rooting for. You're rooting for, I don't think it was the Rams in general. It was Stafford to get his ring. Obviously, you have the Rams fans who are going for Rams, but a lot of people, even Detroit, right? Oh, I want Stafford to get his ring. And then you have Bengals. Everybody's rooting for the Bengals, right? You know, if you're have no ties to either old Stafford get one or the Rams, you're probably going, hey, the Bengals, you like the swag he's got.
yep. Totally agree.
And the last news of the day for me. The Baylor Bears football coach David Aranada finalized his contract through 2029. Aranada won the AP Big 12 Coach of the Year honors in 2021 when Baylor went 12-2 and beat Ole Miss to win its first Sugar Bowl since 1957.
He was doing big things there.
Dude,
big things there.
the ability to turn it around from what they
Yes.
just got, because they had all kinds of infractions. They had all that shit
Yes.
with their what's
Briles,
his name,
Art
Briles,
Briles.
yeah. And
He
he
just
able to
got
turn around
hired
that quick.
at where was
Iowa?
it? I just seen it now. He just got a coaching spot somewhere,
In D1.
small school.
Okay.
So
You know, it's a matter of time. At some point,
Yep.
you just
Yeah.
have to stay off the radar for a little while, so people tend to forget. But that's what I got. I do have your weird law of the episode here, and that is you cannot be overweight in Japan.
yeah,
Say except for the sumo wrestlers.
I was gonna say I've seen Austin
Yep.
Powers.
That's I
Okay.
think it goes under like a I think that goes under like a sports whatever.
clause.
Yep.
Okay.
In an effort to prevent obesity in its citizens, Japan created the Metabo Law. This requires people between the ages of 40 to 74 to have an annual waist measurement performed at their doctor. Fines will be incurred if men have waists over 33.5 inches or 35.4 inches for women.
Jeez.
That seems sexist.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
First of all,
Yeah. It's really fucked up. The whole thing's fucked up. So
no, it is.
Yeah, the whole thing
it
is
fucked
messed up.
I mean, if you think about, they're all healthy, right? So from that perspective, it's like okay, but damn,
Yeah.
forcing people
A lot
to
of
do that,
rice, a lot of
that's kinda fucked
vegetables,
up, man.
rice in their diet and vegetables. You know, United States is one of the most obese countries in the world. We have all these processed foods, and I get it. You know, the life of the food is longer and stuff like that. Of course, some of it does actually taste decent, but America is just so obese these days. You know, or just
Yeah.
the food is promoting that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you can get a double cheeseburger and this for like $3, but and the prices are wrong, but you
But
can
the
get a
sa- but the
salad,
salad
or
for
it's like
$8.
$9 or
Yeah.
something. Yeah, exactly. So it's never promoting to actually eat good food.
Right.
I think.
Yeah.
Population control.
Yeah. Population control, baby. I
I'm
do.
about to start conspiracy corner here in a second because I have
Let's
a
do
good
it.
one.
Let's do it. Go ahead. Let us know.
I'll roll it out with my very first one that I was just contemplating and talking about last few days. I think I even said it to you guys. How many times do you hear people? We're in the state of Iowa.
Correct.
How many
You're
times?
right.
How many times do you hear somebody, anybody you know in the state of Iowa, especially, that catches the flu in the summer?
I don't know.
Yeah, I guess I don't
Yeah,
know.
you've never heard that.
I don't think so.
You don't think so? You don't think you've ran into someone and said, "Oh, I got the flu"? Does the flu create itself?
Yes. Yes, it does.
So it regenerates itself. Like after it's gone for so many months, because you never heard anyone get it for so many months, and then all of a sudden you get it. When does it start showing its head?
Wintertime.
No.
Right?
No. When you have to start taking a flu shot. A lot of kids get flu shots before they go to school. A lot of people start getting flu shots before the season of flu.
Yeah, I guess I kind of agree with that. I do like Danny's. It's not a flu season; it's a lack of vitamin D season. I do like that too.
Right,
I partially agree with you too.
But the flu can't just regenerate itself out of nowhere after it's been gone for so many months too. It doesn't just start up like that. So how do you reintroduce it?
And animals.
What the fuck are you doing with your dog, Danny?
I'm not.
Peanut butter time.
Peanut butter jelly.
We're not
time.
talking about like fucking your animals or something like that. Jesus Christ, man.
Well, I didn't
Yeah,
say
he's
that.
not
either.
getting all anal about it. Jeez.
Yeah. No, it's a good topic for conspiracy corner though. I get where you're coming from.
yes.
But I'm just saying, you just reintroduce it. Like,
You know what?
what
we'll have to
happened if
do
we didn't?
a full episode of Conspiracy Corner, and we'll just
We-
chat.
We can't do this.
We
Because
can.
We'll,
We
we'll
can
go down a
100%.
real. If you thought that one episode,
We
2
can
hours
get
and
weird.
27 minutes was long,
We can get weird. I
get
don't
this
care.
shit rolling, baby.
It's all right.
But yeah, that's what I got.
I do have one thing before we move on to our last segment. I saw a post come out saying looks like Zion's going to have surgery again on his foot.
Oh
Can we classify him as a bust yet?
no, but it's going to happen.
Okay.
Ooh, yeah.
As in, it's going to happen because if it's that, and I didn't see that. That's happening. That's Greg. That's Odin. again.
Odin, yeah.
And he could never come back because he whatever.
Big,
Sometimes
big man
foot-
and lower body injuries
right.
are
And
not
he
good.
and Odin wasn't even as big. Not even near. I had to guess he didn't look weight wise. He didn't look like he was Zion size, but
Well,
but he's
like
much
7
taller.
feet.
I was
Yeah.
going to say
Yeah.
he's way taller.
well, he's 6
Stretched out.
Well, he was only 4 inches taller. Or sorry, 6 inches taller. Somewhere in that ballpark.
Yeah, your
Right,
version of
that's a
6
lot.
inches or your wife's version?
Definitely mine.
I'll look up how tall he was. I guess I don't even know.
No,
O-
I think
Odin
you're
was
right.
7. Odin was like 7 foot. Old boy's 6'7".
What was the name? Odin.
Greg Oden.
Greg Odin.
Greg Odin.
Yeah, he was 7
I
foot.
thought Odin was 7, over 7, maybe.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah, 7 foot exactly.
Yeah.
250
Six
pounds.
foot 7.
playing
I do
weight.
believe is your cat that you're talking about. So that's 5 inches difference. But the weight is astronomical.
Yeah, he at 250 is less than Zion,
Yeah.
and that's
And
nuts.
Zion, yeah. So I don't know. He's going.
6'6".
Yeah, 6'6". Okay. And what was his weight? 400.
435.
Dump truck, baby.
But my point is when it comes to a foot, especially stress fractures and Liz Franks and all that shit that kind of goes in there, especially for big guys, it doesn't bode well. So no, he's not a bust yet. He's shown some extreme stuff when he has been on the court, but he is going to be because I don't think he's going to be able to come back. Once you start getting another one, every time I hear I think that's the third one now.
I think so. Yeah.
I think that's the third one.
Yeah.
So that's not good.
Yeah, not good.
That doesn't mean
I
you'll
just-
correct it. You
yeah.
know, that doesn't get corrected. I don't think.
Yeah.
Not and play basketball at a high level.
Right.
Unless he loses a lot of weight.
Maybe, but it could be just in his feet now at this point.
It
That's
could
what
be.
I'm saying. Like
It
the
could
jumping
be.
in general, it could be just there now.
But I think part of this is if he does become a bust, it's going to be a lot of it is he has to blame himself for it. Because if he would have maintained being in better shape and everything like that, his body would be able to handle it better, right? We've talked about this. Like, your body's not meant to carry around that much weight. I mean, he blew out that fucking shoe in college, right? That just shows, so much. And then in the NBA, and we've seen him, he's ballooned up and things like that. So he's not doing anything to help his cause or help himself. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
So, damn, that sucks. Another one, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
What do you do? All right. So I've got to make sense if you don't think about it.
Hell yeah.
Boy.
Let's go.
So I like to go back to the corporate gig in Des Moines, and that's what I'm going to go with today.
Perfect.
Because I feel like you hear about stuff like this a lot, right? Here's my make sense if you don't think about it. So you guys at work, you've had to go through HR trainings and stuff like that, right? Which is basically videos that you skip through and you pass a test at the end, right? Orientation type shit.
Yep.
Well, at this big corporation, it was one of those places that you would have to, based on the current climate and the social stuff that's going on, you would have to take specific courses, say, sexual harassment, for example, and things like that, just as a way for the company to be like, yep, okay, we got that taken care of. We've trained everybody on that, even though it didn't do shit.
Mm-hmm. That's how our safety program is.
Yeah, and that's so. This is kind of a broad scale. It makes sense if you don't think about it. So, how often, any of those courses, how often do you actually pay attention and try to get shit out of it?
100% of the time.
100% of the time.
So if you're answering legitimately, there was a time where I did, and then you find out real quick. But now, yeah, you just go through the motions too.
You just blow through it, right?
Yep.
You're just
Yeah.
like, all right, I just need to get this done and get back to work.
I do it
or
100%
whatever.
every time.
Yeah, that's because that's what you do. You put in the work all the time, man.
All
Yeah.
the time.
Company
Right.
man.
If anybody's going to get sexual harassed, it's going to be me. So I got to be aware of that shit.
That whole head and shoulders never not working, right?
Yep.
That's Troy Polamalu shit. But the bigger thing is it's starting to get introduced more and more, and especially did before I left. Those different, fucking take this course to pass. That way we look good, whatever type of a thing. And it was great because you'd get pizza or something for lunch. You'd be like, hey, if everybody does it, we get pizza today, blah, blah, blah.
So that was your
whatever.
incentive.
Yeah, that was your incentive to fucking do it instead of get something out of it, right?
Yeah.
And I just remember there were a couple of the shittiest people. This is early when I worked there, but shittiest guys that specifically were just assholes to females, right? That were on the team.
Oh.
TG? Any of them have initials by the name of TG?
No.
Okay.
No.
Just asking for a
TG.
friend.
Yep. Toothbrush Tom, as I like to say.
No, but so these guys would say just bogus shit to girls and stuff like that.
Okay.
They'd never be repercussions though. It always came down to, well, as long as they took their course, that's what we're after. You took your course, so you're good. You understand what's going on.
Kind of like Dwight. I state my regret.
Right. Can you, Dwight, are you ready to read your statement of regret?
I am. I state my regret.
That's not an apology.
He whips
That's
out a
because
paper
it's
and he
not-
reads it. And he's like, "You really had to put it on a piece of paper."
He's like, yeah. He's like, that isn't an apology. That's because I wouldn't mean it.
Yeah, so I guess this whole story, it's kind of a broad story, but it's like these corporations do that shit, and they just expect you to do it, and they're going to look good, even though nothing's changing. It's not doing anything.
Yeah.
It's just taking your time to do something nobody actually cares about, including the company itself.
Yeah.
So when it comes down to it, they're going to get all the praise when it comes to press and stuff like this, because we've trained, and we've got diversity this, and we've got sexual harassment and all this, even though they didn't actually do shit. They just put you in front of a computer to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Makes sense if you don't think about
Makes
it, right?
sense if you don't think
Absolutely.
about it.
Yeah.
Well, it covers. They think it covers your bases. It doesn't really. If you actually pay attention, none of that shit actually covers their bases. If you actually grow a sack, and I understand that it takes a little bit. It may take some financial, it may take time, whatever. But the adversity at the end will actually get you paid. Number one, but number two, it's stand up for yourself and stand up when it's time. Like, it is there. It's right here. It's literally right in front of you. So what I'm saying is, they get away with that because women wouldn't, because they don't want to lose their job. They don't want to do this, that, and the other. You know what I mean? And they don't want some negative thing. When it legitimately, they shouldn't have to go through that. And they call it out. You know how you get a company to change their fucking culture up top? Hit them where it hurts. You crying to them, sending them an email, and doing this, that, and the other. They don't give a fuck. They're trying to do anything to hush you and quiet you down. Where you hit them where it hurts, guarantee you get some changes. Guarantee either that or they like to just shell out money.
Yeah.
Because no company is free and clear. It doesn't. They could say it's like when they say, like in our book, they give you a book, say we're an at-will company. We can fire you anytime you want. Absolutely, you can, but it does not mean I still can't take you to court.
Right.
You can say that as many times as you want in this book. That does not mean that I can't take you to court over it.
Yep.
You know, it doesn't mean that otherwise you would never be able to pay me you would never have to pay me unemployment. That isn't how the world works. Just because you state something, just because you say you do something.
I think it's a loophole for them.
They think
they think it's a loophole.
They think it is, and a lot of times it gets people to fearful. No, it isn't. Just because they stated that shit does not mean that's what it is. Go ahead, test it, push them to the boundary.
Oh yeah, dude. That's why I pay so much attention during that sexual harassment course, because I'm looking to get sexual harassment. I'm trying to get a payday, man. What's up?
What does it mean? So if somebody does that, Jimmer.
He actually wears sexually explicit shit.
What? Because I took my pant size down, so my dump truck's looking better.
Right, and he also cut a hole in the back too.
Well, that's more for
Aerodynamics,
yes,
breathability,
right?
Yeah. And then drop stuff randomly in front of a big old group of people.
Not a big old group, just a big person.
Jesus.
Dude, I'm turning you into 3 Gig Sports HR center here for.
Oh yeah,
you inappropriate son of a bitch. You've been talking anally all.
Perfect. I answer the messages. Go ahead.
Yep.
There it is.
Well, that about wraps it up, man.
Yes, indeed.
Well, we definitely appreciate all you fine folks that have supported us with the merch from our merch gun here at 3 Gig Sports. Be sure to like and follow, subscribe the whole 9 to the podcast, and it's available where, Jimmer?
Anywhere podcasts are available: Spotify, Apple, Google, YouTube, Facebook.
Yes, sir.
Get you some. Like, click, share, for the love of God. We got shut down. Like, click, share. Like, click, share. Like, click, share.
Let's
Like,
make a
click,
remix.
share. You know, sometimes
click,
it feels
share.
like we've been shadow banned, right? There could be some of that. Prove us wrong.
Yeah.
Share some of this shit. Let's see what's going on.
Exactly. So we had a bunch that showed up, but it wasn't showing up as followers until we started talking about it. And then what our boy, what's his name? Zuckerberg heard. And then all of a sudden he gave us 10 extra follows.
Hell yeah. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you. Do it again, sir.
Yeah.
Hit us up from the metaverse. But also, make sure you shoot us a story. Give us some feedback, what you think about the podcast. It all goes down.
In the DMs. Give us that funny stuff. We'll get it out to the people who want to hear about it. We'll laugh. They'll laugh. It'll be a good time.
Absolutely. Well, thanks again, everybody, for listening. This is 3 Gig Sports.
We out.
I've been writing, I love it.